Welcome back to the Millennial View. My name is Josh, and I've got a guest with me, Tyler, and we'll get to him in just a second. Thank you for tuning back in. We got a cool podcast set up today. We're going to be talking about some fitness, but I figured before we even got the ball started in that route, it'd be good to kind of like establish like how we know each other.
Yeah.
So I was thinking just throwing it to you and just, how did we meet? What were your first impressions, I guess, of me? And I guess we're going to find out if we're still friends after this.
All right, let's get to it.
It's good.
Honesty session. So, I can't remember. Who was it? Is it Miss Sylvia? I can't. It was
That name
something
sounds super familiar.
So we met in 5th grade. And literally we had assigned seats in 5th grade. And we got assigned seats across the desk and boom, hit it off ever since then.
Yeah, I remember it was one of those four.
Yeah, it's like the 4 little tables.
Individual desks, and the 4 of them together, like those old school ones. If I in editing, if I want to edit, it's one of those ones that flip up and you can put stuff in, right? Or was it the ones?
I think it was. No, I don't think it was
the
one of those
tuck-in
ones.
ones.
I think it was a tuck-in one.
A tuck-in one, right?
But it's like, yeah, we faced each other, and then that was it. And then we found out we were in band together, and that's what really, That's what.
And we were
really
both in
started
percussion,
it.
and we both had the bell set. Oh, were you? No, you started out something else.
I think I started in trumpet.
Trumpet, that was it.
And then I went to percussion.
And then percussion, right? And then we both got those little old school bell sets. I still have mine. It's in the closet over there. The bell set and the drum pad. You remember that, Mr. Griffin?
I do remember.
He was probably the best band teacher we had.
He was.
Sorry to all the other ones. I mean, I guess I didn't mind Mr. Young.
I liked Mr. Young.
I thought Mr. Young was good. I don't think he liked us together. Individually, I think he liked us. Like, because after like
no, he hated me.
I think individually he liked us because he liked your ability to play.
Well, I think he liked us as musicians, but like we got to be honest with ourselves. We
were the friends that teachers hated to have together in the same class. We were so like
Lord.
It was really mainly when we were younger. High school, we just like I heard one quick story is we for the longest time we were like pleading and talking to Mr. Young about getting us these Kevlar drum heads.
Oh,
and because the drum heads we had were these ones like old school, like marching back to like war, where you'd like put them on and you'd have to like play sideways and stuff.
Sideways and it just sounded
but not like a drum corps, because a drum corps is the one you wear on a harness and then you play and then you do it. But the reason why we couldn't do those is because you're supposed to like have the high knees when you march, right? So anyways, there was one day we finally got him to get it our junior year. So Tyler decides to start tuning one of them.
Oh no! In the middle of like, and Mr. Young I think was just already upset that day at like a different section of the band because I kept messing up a part over and over again. So out of nowhere, it just popped because he broke the head, but it sounded like a gunshot went off. Oh, it's so loud because I was tightening it too hard, and when you tighten it too hard, it just snaps. It's like, and the whole room went silent. Mr. Young
we started laughing because that's my natural reaction to things like that is I just laugh, and so he got pissed because he thought we were just messing around, but really what we were doing was like you were just trying to tune it. So, anyways. That was pretty funny.
The band days, dude. As much as I hated band, I loved it.
The memories were cool. But it's like one of those situations where, like, in the moment, you're like, "This sucks," but it's like, in retrospect, you're like, "Man, I wish could be back in those days sometimes." So we met pretty young, 5th grade. What is that, like 12?
I think it was like 10 or
a little bit.
Because I was like 9 or 10 when I moved
9 or 10. Yeah.
Because I started here in 5th grade when I moved here.
Yep. So it was like 5th grade. Yep. And so, and then we've been best friends ever since. We've had our falling outs, but we've always come back and reconnected. At one point, we're roommates, which is cool. And then, now what are you doing?
Nope. Lived by myself first time, and it's been awesome. I love it. And working in finance for a car dealership, Yark, and it's this amazing company. I'm enjoying it. It's a whole new thing for me. I've never really done finance before, so you have that sort of opportunity, and it's been working ever since. So
nice, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we've been talking about that too because Jamie's actually I don't know if I've actually told you this yet, but Jamie's looking to get something bigger because she does a lot of refurnishing of furniture, but she can't fit it in her little Honda Civic. So she's looking to potentially trade it, but not until it gets warm. She doesn't want to do anything right now, I don't think. But we'll have to talk after. If you haven't noticed, we're bumming it out today. It's just kind of a relaxed podcast.
Yeah, let's be real. Honestly,
thought this was going to be just an audio podcast.
Yeah. Full disclosure, this is my fault.
Like,
I didn't tell him where we episode number, whatever this is. We're already doing video.
Yeah, I've been bumming out. Sweet. Yeah, I've been bumming out all day. Went out last night. Curfew's lifted, so it's like I have to go out.
Yeah.
And I've been hungover all day, just bumming it out. Went to Costco, got my food. Chilling ever since.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we can jump right into it then. I guess my first question, and we got a little puppy mascot that's going to be rolling around. It's not Bee, which you've seen in past podcasts, but this one's Luna. She's our little beagle.
I hope raised
rescue dog.
When we moved in, Josh just got a puppy randomly, and we helped raise her. So
I did do that. I went to a rescue center, and
we got to get down.
There was a connection, and you got to do it. So she's been good. But so I guess the first question, and to be honest, I don't know that I actually know the full answer to this, but first off, how old were you when you started actually taking fitness seriously? It was in high school, right?
No,
junior high, maybe.
No, I wouldn't really take it seriously in high school. Like that's when I started to do it, and.
You started in high school, though.
I started in high school, but I didn't really know much about it.
Right. So
probably until honestly after college, and probably until a year I did my first shows, and I really started okay, I know what to how to do my workouts. Like the diet was really the biggest thing, which I never really had right. So when I started to get that down, probably 3-4 years ago, probably when I really started to okay, I know what I need to do now, and that's when my body really started changing.
Right.
Really into it.
So what got you into it? What was the reason? Well, hello there. Our surprise guest just likes to keep popping up.
Yeah.
She hears talking and it's not to her, and that's a problem. She needs all the attention, always.
She's an attention seeker.
She is. What was it that made you get into fitness? I know you said you didn't take it fully seriously in high school, but there was a turning point where it was I felt like there was a mentality shift, and you just took it super seriously. Because I remember a time when you were smaller than me at one point, you were a little shorter, and or at least the same size, and then out of nowhere you just started really taking it seriously. Why? What was the reason behind that?
Well, you want me to start off from what got me into it to begin with?
Yeah.
All right, so back in high school, I think it was a junior senior year, my dad brought home P90X, and that was what really, I was like, okay, I saw him do the videos. I saw Tony Horton, and I'm like, dude, this dude's jacked. I want to look like that.
And he was 50 at the time or something like that?
He was in his 40s.
He was in his 40s, and he looked ripped. He looked like he was in his 30s.
I'm like, dude,
or younger.
I'm like, I want to look like that when I get older. That's it's still my goal. I want to be have a body like that when I'm 40 years old. Dude, just ripped and just muscular. Yep. So I did that. I did the full 90 days. Didn't really follow the diet a whole too much. But I still noticed results. I started getting more toned. Didn't really put on muscle, but I guess I would say it's more toned up my body, which is pretty cool. And then, once I went to college, I went to University of Toledo. I started hitting the rec center, and that's when I really started hitting the weights. So I did that for a few years. Again, really didn't know a whole lot about the gym. I mean, honestly, just kind of went and did my thing. Didn't really follow any specific plan and whatnot.
Did you just kind of look up a workout and just kind of do it that way?
Yeah, honestly, just Google workouts. I remember back in the day, it was bodybuilding. I still
kind of do that.
Yeah, bodybuilding.
Yep.
Bodybuilding.com, and they had this one program I really used to like. It was called Big Man on Campus by Steve. Oh man, I can't remember his last name, but he's pretty popular in the fitness industry. But yeah, I did his for a while. Big Man on Campus. That was a pretty good one.
Nice.
But
so what made you? So that's kind of how you got started into it, and what made you take it from a casual working out to I want to take this seriously. I want to compete. What was the thought behind that, and why did you want it? Where's the passion come from there?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm a person who likes to challenge myself. I always like to try to push myself to go further. So really, I mean, I just follow some fitness YouTubers. Christian Guzman has always been my favorite. Followed him for years, and I always watch his his series when he does his shows. I'm like, dude, it's awesome. I can see them all this hard work he does, and when it pays off, and it's dude, I just want to just take the next step with it and just challenge myself. So
and you got me actually into these twins that did it too.
The Hodge twins. They're so funny.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. Yeah, and they're on nowadays. They're on TikTok and all these other platforms now, which is pretty funny.
They actually travel and do comedy shows. They were
really? That's cool.
Fat Fish Blue, or whatever it's called, over at Love Is Commons or the Funny Bone.
Probably not recently because of COVID.
It was before COVID. I almost wanted to do that shit. I almost wanted to go because
that'd be sweet.
So funny.
That's cool.
Ripped.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack you, but the YouTube fitness, I think that definitely like that the fact that there's people out there like making it kind of, I guess, mainstream in a way makes it more appealing to people, especially that are like just casual and trying to get into it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to follow them because it's very entertaining, and especially like when I prep too. Well, when I prep for my shows and I'd watch like them prep too while I'm prepping, like motivates me more because I can see.
Because you're like doing it with somebody.
Doing it with somebody because I have no friends who compete or take it as serious as I do.
Right.
You know, to get a little deeper into it, like when you compete and you do this diet, I mean, you do all this cardio and all this working out, man, it's like, it becomes to the point where it's like a mental game. Mm-hmm. So to like see other people like pushing through that mindset and that, you know, mental capacity really just.
It's motivating.
It's very motivating, and it helps because there's just days it's like you just don't want to work out, like you just get pissed off, and you're just like just feeling, you know, emotional, I guess.
So did you have a coach as well, or did you just kind of like tackle this on your own and then competed and kind of let people know too, like how your competition panned out as well? Yeah.
So actually at my first show, I went through 3 coaches before I found one, one that I use. So I first started out like about 14 weeks out, started like put a whole plan together. And then I was like doing some research, like I need to get a coach. So I follow, the bodybuilder page on Reddit, and there's like a million members at the time, and there's a bunch of people who like compete. So I'm like, hey, I need a coach. There's one guy who kind of followed up with that, shoot me a message, and we talked about it, and I had him coach for 2 weeks, and he was just not really reliable.
Okay.
Like I would message him, he would respond hours later or not even till the next day, and like I try to ask him to do something.
And that's like his whole job.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, no go.
Right.
So then you know, I was asking people at the gym that I go to, which was LA Fitness, which I still go to, and you know, one of the trainers there, I was like, hey, do you think you can coach? Because he's a big dude. I'm like, all right, this dude must know his stuff.
Yeah.
But like when you're coaching, like I had him coach you for about 3-4 weeks, and I just kind of realized he doesn't really know how to coach to compete.
So it's more just for like personal.
Yeah, so he doesn't. Yeah, so he does like more personal trainer. He's more of a personal trainer. Doesn't really like do bodybuilding coach. So then I went back to Reddit. I just love Reddit. I don't know what it is. I just love it.
Reddit's pretty sweet. Yeah.
And so my current coach Goob, aka John Dorsey, he is one of the moderators on Reddit.
Okay.
And I saw him post some clients I followed on his Instagram. I'm like, all right, this dude clearly knows his stuff.
Right.
So, you know, I was probably for like 4 or 5 weeks at the time. I definitely made some good progress, but I was like 9 weeks out. Mm-hmm. And so when I talked to him, dude, he answered everything and just was so easy to talk to and like just knew what to do.
And just knowledgeable. Right.
Just so knowledgeable. Yeah. And like, so when we were 9 weeks out, he's like, Tyler, you know, we're going to do this. Like you are 9 weeks out. We have a lot of work to do. Are you ready to bust your ass? And I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. So he's motivating too.
Very motivating, dude. He like puts his heart in, like, dude, he actually has a law degree and he chooses to coach bodybuilding instead.
Oh, that's cool.
So he
must be really well articulated as well too. So he
very articulated.
Yeah.
And because he actually competed himself too in open bodybuilding. So like seeing him go on stage and he looked really, really good. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Followed his plan for 9 weeks. I had little bumps in the road, and we had one day where I just couldn't help myself and ate a whole box, I think 2 boxes of cereal. And I told him,
wow.
He was even pissed. He was more of impressed, like, dude,
how do you eat that much?
I'm like, bro, I was
with milk and everything.
I use almond milk, unsweetened.
Oh, okay.
Almond milk.
Oh, wow. That's a commitment.
So anyways,
that's commitment in itself, right there.
It was commitment. Dude, it was crazy. I think it was like 3 weeks out, and I woke up the next day.
Drinking almond water.
It's actually really good.
I've tried it a couple times, but I'm going from like 1% to almond milk because like I need to wean off of it, you know. But so how'd you do in your competition? I mean, I already know, but you know, not everybody knows.
So I competed in NPC. I did a novice class, men's physique, and then an open, and I won both. It was overall winner, my first show. Yeah. And I didn't expect that. I still remember this feeling to this day. Is that I stepped on stage, I'm like, dude, these guys look like amazing. These guys are bigger than me. I'm like, crap, dude. Like, I want to do so bad. And I won. I never expected that whatsoever.
That was pretty sweet.
It was really emotional.
You got a big trophy too, right?
I didn't get a trophy, so I got a sword.
Oh, the sword, that was it.
And I got a medal, and then I got a really nice lifting belt.
Do you still have the sword?
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
Heck yeah, dude.
Do you have any pictures on your Instagram?
I do.
Okay, cool. I'll try to plug them over the screen right now, because that was pretty cool. It was pretty impressive. You know,
it was, man. Like the hard work. I mean, just like I said earlier, man, it's just like a mental game. It gets to a point where it gets like kind of emotional because like you can't go out. Your social life isn't there. Like you have to focus on diet 24/7, your workouts 24/7.
It's like a job almost.
It's like a full-time job. I mean, everything you do in your day counts. Like,
I mean, you're basically just taking care of your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
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 Now here's a question for you. How would you say that the consistency in doing something like that and just in working out in general, not necessarily just competing, but how would the consistency there, how has that impacted the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like your relationships, your jobs and stuff like that. Like, have you noticed an impact? Like, has it improved your life because you're like consistent and you've developed discipline?
Yeah, discipline. I mean, that's a big one. So like, you know, being able to stick to something, like just be able to want something, like just try to win it. It just makes you stand out more than anything.
Yeah.
Because that like shows right there. Like I don't do it just for anybody. I do it because I literally enjoy it. Like I like to challenge myself. I always want to try to find something new and try to be just a better person overall.
Yeah.
So doing that show, it kind of made me realize that if I put my mind to it and I stick with the plan and I follow through till the very last day when it needs to be done, then I can do it.
Yeah, and I think that can be said with anything, you know, that you're trying in life, like whether it's you're trying to go for a new job, whether it's you're trying to like chase after like, you know, a girl or something like that, you know, whatever, you know, I think if you apply the same type of mentality of just like consistency and hard work, you know, it just pays off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think, at least I remember there were a couple times I would like sporadically work out with you. And I remember when I was doing that, I just felt more energy throughout the day. I just felt more motivated to do other things. So even like when I would go into work and at the times they weren't like the most fulfilling jobs. I remember just going like, I remember like feeling still motivated and like a lot of energy because I would work out either before or afterwards. And it would just be like, you know what I mean? And yes, in itself, it is a rewarding thing because if you work out enough, you start to see like the body and you're just like, oh yeah, look at me.
Yeah, you just feel better overall.
Yeah, like,
Like when I work out, I mean, dude, like if like let's say for example, I had a workout yesterday before I go out to the bars because I'm gonna drink a lot.
Oh,
and
man.
like I did my workout.
You did it before.
I did it before. I had a very nice back session, and I was like, all right, I just did a bomb ass workout. I can go enjoy the night.
Nice. So how much would you say you're working out nowadays?
Right now,
you bulking? What are you doing?
Yeah, try to put on some size. My biggest thing is diet. I have to eat a lot, I'm just not naturally a big eater. So I work out around 4 to 5 times a week now. Sometimes 3 if I want to just do a big full body workout 3 times. But yeah, about 4 to 5 times a week.
That's crazy. I've been meaning to go back.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, it helps too to have.
Oh no!
It helps too. He got her all excited.
One pet, and that's all it takes.
Yep. She's like, "Oh, you're giving me attention? No. Come on, come on. It's time for you to lay down. Lay down.
Good girl.
There you go. You stay there. Go, girl. Get your bone.
She wants to be part of it.
Yeah. Maybe after. You know, for me right now, I'm just struggling to have motivation to like go out in the cold to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like. If I'm already out and about doing stuff, so like after work, it was always relatively easy for me because I could easily just kind of like go, I'm already out and about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also with all the things that I, like you and I met about a week ago and we were just talking about kind of just some like things that I got going on and just business stuff. Like I think a lot of that's taken my time, but one of the priorities I want to have is working out again, just 1 for health and 2, because I remember when I was working out how much energy I would feel and how motivated I would feel. Better. So I definitely want to get back into it. Yeah. So what advice do you have for anyone out there that's struggling to get into fitness? Like for me, for instance, like I'm in a rut and I feel like a lot of people are probably similar to me in that where they'll work out for a little bit and then find themselves in a rut, or they just want to work out, have never done it before and just are like overwhelmed by the concept of just working out. What advice would you give them just to kind of like
start off and try
how do I get motivated where I'm at right now to like go to make it a priority? How?
No, you just got to motivate yourself, honestly. I mean, you got to find like really gives you that drive. I mean, for me, you know, I want to be the best. Okay. So I just like to try to just go and be the best version of myself. But just like you said, you know, you tell me you've gone, then you just stop.
Yeah.
So a big thing is consistency.
Right.
So a lot of people, you know, they want to, I'm going to diet for a few days, I'm going to do this workout, or go keto for a few days and lose some weight. Like it's not a few days.
It's a commitment.
It's a commitment, and it's consistency. So it's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
So that's something you have to do for like a while, man. You do it for like a few. I mean, if you stick to a plan for a few months, you're going to get results.
And I think then you'll be in that cycle where you'll be, like, if you're falling into a rut, once you get to like the 1 or 2 month mark, you'll see the results, and that will help get you over that hump and then keep you motivated.
It will, because a lot of people, what I find is a lot of people, they'll go and then they don't see the results and just give up.
Yeah, after like a week or two.
Yeah, after a few weeks. But like, just to start off, man, like, you don't have to just go full on blast yourself and just destroy your body.
Even if you go into like, I read something once where they said, even if you just show up at the gym, like, just start there. Just go to the gym, walk in the door for 5 minutes, then leave.
The first step is just going.
Yeah, just go, like, even if you don't work out, just go there, get yourself in the habit of just walk in and, you know, hang out for 5 minutes and leave, and then each time you go, increase that. Like, maybe the next time you go, you walk on the treadmill for a couple minutes and then you leave.
Yeah,
and then you don't put too, like, I think my problem is I put way too much pressure on myself, and then as soon as I feel like I'm not going to hit that expectation that I've set for myself, I'm like, well, then what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I mean, a good 10-minute workout is better than not even going.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you can easily, I mean, obviously, you want to go longer than 10 minutes, but if 10 minutes is all you have, make the best of those 10 minutes and it'll work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, like, you start off, like you said, just start off on a treadmill. You know, we can start off, let's say, just a 0% incline, 3 miles per hour, whatever it is. And, you know, you want to push yourself harder, all right, 2% incline, 3.2.
Yeah.
You know, there's always, you know,
just incremental small baby steps will get you.
Yeah, just some baby steps, you know. And if you're wanting into, like, you know, putting on some size and stuff, like, I always recommend doing a full body workout just to just start it off. You know, nothing too crazy. It's not
get your muscles kind of like work like used to it.
Yeah,
you know,
like, just build the base up, and you know, just go 3 times a week, like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do some full body workouts, 30 minutes. You know, 2 sets, 2 exercises, 3 sets each per body part.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I think you brought up
that's what I used to do when I started out.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I do now too, is the full workouts. But I do think you brought up a good point of, you have to find first the reason why you want to do it. Is it because you want to be healthy and you want to be the best version of yourself, which is great? Is it because you want to look great? I mean, some people do it for vain reasons, but you have to accept the reason why you're doing it, and then you'll find your motivation from there. I think that's a good piece of advice.
You really just have to do it for yourself, man.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean,
you're, like, it's not for anybody else, and I think another part that people, like, sometimes struggle with is they'll go there to try to, like, impress other people,
that's not
a motivation that's going to last.
That's the wrong reason to do it. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that could be a byproduct of working out. You could impress some people, but if you're doing it for that reason, you're gonna burn out real quick and not want to do it, because
that is exactly it.
Because the first couple of months, you're not going to be impressing anybody because you're not getting the results. You don't go from, like, baseline to perfect results in 2 months. It's just not.
I wish.
You know,
if anyone finds a 2 months magic pill, please tell me. I get asked that question, like, what do you take? I'm like, I take whey protein and BCAAs. No, what do you really take? No.
Yeah.
What's a magic pill?
That actually brings up another question, but before closing, before, like, moving on to the next part, I think one more thing that I've learned, and again, and this isn't just fitness, but in general, is, like, don't be too strict on yourself, like, in terms of your schedule. Because if let's say you're like, I have to go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you just, something happens, life happens, you know, on Monday, and you can't go, then you're like, well, there's no point going Wednesday and no point going Friday because I ruined the week.
Yeah,
and I'm a big, like, that's a big problem for me, is, like, if I don't go at the beginning of the week, then it's like, oh, whatever. But it's like, there is no schedule. You know what I mean? There is no perfect schedule. It doesn't really matter. It's your schedule. It's your life. You do whatever you want. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you go Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I mean, it does matter in the sense of rest days. In some cases,
I mean, you like I said, I mean, the number one thing is consistency.
Yeah, but just anything consistency. So don't beat yourself up if you miss a day.
Yeah, I mean,
it's okay
if you can go 2 days a week. I mean, seriously, if that's all you can do, then good.
Anything right now from where you're at is better than nothing. If you're at square, one with nothing. but you did mention like a magic 2-month pill, and I think it's not a pill, but maybe it is nowadays. I don't know enough, but I think one thing, like when you beefed up as much as you did, because you got like, I remember like our friend group, our friend group was like, dude, what the heck? Tyler's like, he's like beefed up.
I was beefed up.
So there was like conspiracies. No, that he's lying. I'll try to find some pictures. But
no, it's 205 pounds when I started prep. That was the biggest ever.
There was some conspiracies of this magic thing called steroids, and so have you ever considered it? Have you done it?
So I haven't done it, but I've considered it. Hell yes.
So
absolutely.
So I think there's a couple things about steroids. So some people are like, it's unhealthy. Well, the most common thing associated with steroids is one, roid rage, and then the second thing is it makes your dingling a little bit smaller.
Okay, well.
So what do you know about any of that?
Honestly, I don't know about the whole dingling thing. I mean, that would suck. I mean,
that's just, maybe it's a rumor I heard, but I don't know.
I think that's a myth. But as far as everything else goes, I mean, there's using and there's abusing. Okay. So like, yes, I consider it, and yes, I research it.
Is it illegal?
Oh yeah. But if you
like illegal by law or illegal in competition?
No, it's not illegal in competition. So at NPC, they don't drug test. So
according to the law, could you be arrested for using roids?
Actually, I don't know. I know possession. I mean, it's illegal.
Really? Okay. So it isn't illegal. Okay. I thought it was, when we talked about it in the past, I thought it was because it was illegal because of a competition. Like you can't use it to cheat. But I didn't so it's illegal. Yeah.
I mean, so like in NPC and open, like they don't. I mean,
they don't drug test. But that doesn't mean drugs are legal.
No, right. But there are natural shows where they do test you for that stuff.
Okay.
Well, even so, I don't believe that stuff, because there's like some dudes that's like, it's like, man,
you're like, they have to
really natural. Like they must have some god tier genetics. I'm like, like I watch this one YouTuber, Greg Toussaint. He's like, that dude picked the right parents because they had the good genetics. I'm like, man,
Bradley Martin. Do you know that guy? That YouTuber? That guy's huge.
He's massive, bro. He's I love watching.
He's like him. 3 of me all in one, dude, and that's just his upper body.
He's a nice dude. I actually I like to go to the Arnold Classic, and I actually met him once. He is a very, very genuine dude, just like his YouTube videos.
Oh, that's cool.
And he's like, that was actually really cool to see. That's really into his fans. Like, dude, everyone's around him once he came out to the floor. He's like, oh, Bradley Martin. Like, hey, what's up, guys? Who wants a picture? You know?
That's cool. That's cool. I was going to ask you about events and stuff like that, so I'm glad you brought that up. But you said you left off using and abusing.
So, yes, I thought about it. Would I? I really, really want to. So
why, though?
Well, you know, when you compete, I mean, realistically, I mean, if you want to be the top, I feel like you have to use. But this is my ultimatum, though, is because I did both my shows naturally and I won. This is open. There was dudes who I stepped on stage with
that potentially could have had roids.
No, they admitted it. Like I talked about it.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay. Wow.
So like, you know, it's like, and it's funny because those guys were bigger than me. Like I was not the biggest guy at both of my shows.
But it was a physique competition.
Men's physique, yeah.
And was it like based on like lean and how lean you were and stuff?
It is. Conditioning.
Okay, cool.
So, yes, I did both my shows completely natural. I mean, I'll admit, the only thing I did take was a diuretic the last, I think it was the night before.
What?
A diuretic, just to deplete me of water. Because it dries you out. So it makes your skin tighter. And
is it kind of like, what is that stuff? A laxative, but for water?
Sure, if you want to put it that way.
When you said dietetic, that's what I thought of. It immediately was like,
I don't know. I mean, there's people I know who do take them. It's like, if you just play it safe, I mean, you just got to play it safe. I mean, I'm not a coach. I'm not advising anybody, but I feel like, you know, there's ways to play it safe. You know what I mean?
No, I can't say I do, but we'll leave it at that for that topic. But I do think it's interesting. I mean, you know,
it is. I mean, that's a thing I think about quite a bit because I see these top guys and everyone knows they're Jews. Yeah. So I really want to get into a national show, which I'm qualified, but like I know if I were to step on a national show, I'd do bad. And the main reason is, one, I don't have the size, and two, to get to the size I need, I would probably have to juice. But I just not the genetics to be that big naturally. I just don't.
Well, and I guess another question to even ask yourself is like, would you, even like value that in terms of like you didn't work for it, so like it would kind of devalue the whole working out experience anyways, wouldn't it? Because it's like you essentially bought to get your muscles that way. You didn't work to get them that way, right?
Well, no,
or
because
is that how do like how do they even work?
Because everyone's like, oh, you cheated, and I'm like, well, let's put it this way: the body can only get so big or look so much in a way naturally.
Right.
And
because you have like 3 different body types, right?
Yeah, like it's like your mesomorph, endomorph, and ectomorph. And let's put this: Arnold Schwarzenegger. He had some top tier genetics, but he openly admitted to juicing.
Oh, really? Okay.
And he would never have looked like that.
And he's a governor.
He was a governor.
Yeah. So
he's the Terminator.
yeah.
But no, like he would never, get to that size being natural. I mean, he'd still look better than the average person,
right,
by a landslide,
right.
But still, to get to that top level, you would have to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and the way that you said that they work too is they don't just like create muscle; they're just like a accelerant. So like if you work out, you'll just gain muscle faster.
Yeah, you'll gain. You don't just
it doesn't just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, you don't just take them, sit in your ass.
Kind of like Popeye, eat the spinach and then all of a sudden,
you still have to put in the work, and essentially you'd probably want to work harder because your body's going to heal at an accelerated rate.
Right.
So,
but for most of the people that are listening to this, they're probably
don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, and the people that are watching this are probably going to be more closer. I mean, I don't know my audience at the moment right now, but they're probably going to be closer to me than you in terms of like working out. So it's definitely not something I don't think if you're just trying to even get into working out.
No,
and, and again, it all comes down to the reason of why you're doing it. It should be for you and to better yourself, and not for like people. I think a lot of people too will do roids just to try to get like to look good or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that
the gym bro,
whatever,
gym
whatever people want to do in competitions. Right now, we don't even. It's technically illegal, so you shouldn't do it. But like for the people that are out there, it doesn't really apply to you. But I just thought it was an interesting topic, and since you're invested into that culture of like the fitness culture, I just kind of wanted to see your brain on it. But
this one thing, I will say the only way I can justify it is if you compete. That's the only thing. That's the only way I can justify it.
But I feel like you have to do your research though. You know what I mean? Don't do anything stupid. Be responsible. There was going to be I had an idea of like a segment where we could do like a quick 5 to 10 minute workout live and get people plugged in. And I say the past tense was because one, I didn't prepare you for that, and I was going to text you and let you know, hey, I have this idea. I want you to come up with something. But to be honest, people
could pump on for it. Come on.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. And people could be listening to this as they're driving, or they could be watching this on YouTube because we got a video format now for anyone listening. Feel free to check this out so you know what we look like.
Yeah. I mean, I love fitness and I love talking about it. I mean, well, it's one thing I'm passionate about. So
talk
about it all day.
Where I think would be a cool way to end it is to leave the viewers or the listeners with a couple things they could do, because right now I know there are a couple viewers that are like out of the country, because I've just looked at our analytics, which is pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
But right now where we live in Ohio, it's freezing cold, and obviously we've got the pandemic going on. So for the people that are trying to avoid going out for whatever reason or another, what are a couple things they could do today that could get them started on their fitness journey, or could get them like back into it? For me, for instance, like let's say I didn't want to go to like a public gym right now because of just health reasons, or because it's cold. COVID.
So well, let's put the one thing that got me into working out was P90X. Okay, I think that was a fantastic program for now.
Even now,
I think
you think it stands the time.
I think it's still an amazing workout for forever. I think it was a great workout. I mean, it's very intense, and you have to follow the plan. But
I like ab ripper.
Dude, the one thing I hated
was insane.
That
like
was 15 minutes of carbs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 15 minutes of abs, and
crazy.
You do the Russian twist.
I
think it was Russian twist.
Oh yeah, I don't actually know. You would know.
But that's a good one. But other than that, man, I mean, use the internet, man. There's so many resources out there. You can use
apps.
And apps too.
Work from home apps.
Yeah, like
or workout from home.
You go to YouTube and Google like quick home minute workouts just to get started.
Yeah.
You don't need weights. There's a bunch of body weight stuff you can do at home, like push ups. You can get a pull up bar. go to like Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh yeah, like one of those ones you can put in your door frame.
Yeah, put in your door frame.
Those are cool, and you can use that as a push-up thing too.
You can use
like to get low incline push-ups.
To get lower, you can do decline.
Or not incline, or you know what I'm talking about. Like you could get lower with them.
Yeah, get a bigger stretch in the squeeze.
Yeah, and there's push-ups too where you can put like your feet on the couch and then go down and do push-ups like that too. Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the internet is can be a scary and dark place, but for things like this, that's pretty cool. Like how people have turned it into something. Now, to close it off, where can people like what do you have going on with fitness? You and I have talked about things. You you at one point in time were going to be like potentially a coach. I know you've worked at LA Fitness. You know what I mean? Like you were gonna.
Yeah, I worked there for a hot minute.
You were gonna
in sales though, not anything.
Yeah, but you were gonna do like something like that, and you even still kind of alluded to it when we met 2 weeks or a week ago about like maybe building up your Instagram and coaching people. So where can people find you? What do you have going on?
Hold on, I need to look at my Instagram tag. That's how you guys know I don't use it that much.
So while he's looking up the Instagram tag, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to us on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. And we have some social medias as well. I'm going to link them below me for me and for the podcast. And then Tyler's going to link his right now.
Yeah, it's my quarantine bod. Don't judge, guys. But it's Tyler_NEU. So it's TYLER_NEU. And then you can see some pictures. I mean, that's the one thing, man. I in the fitness industry, you kind of have to be big on social media. I just don't have
to. And not even just fitness, but yeah.
I mean, social media is what gets you, but I just don't have like the drive. But it's something I need to do. Like I want to do. But as far as now goes, like I plan on competing. I think I was going to compete in 2020. There was 2 shows that were in August I was going to do. And obviously fucking COVID. Couldn't work out for like 3 months. I didn't work out for 3 months. I said, screw it.
You didn't even do like the P90X or anything?
I did nothing for 3 months. I just want to take the time off. You know what? Yeah. There's nothing I can do. I'm not going to compete. You know, why as well
at the level you're at too, it's not like where you're at a lot of, at least unless you have a gym at home, there's not much you can do.
Yeah. And it's not like
at your stage.
Yeah. So it's not like I let myself go. Like I still ate somewhat clean, but obviously splurged a little bit, but you know, I'm not going to ever let myself go. But as far as now goes, you know, I just trying to put on some muscle. I think I weighed like 215-ish. So that's like the biggest I've ever been. And then hopefully compete later this year. See what kind of line that up. So hopefully,
cool.
Bring up some.
Maybe we can
area.
Maybe we can partner up too and work something out of social media, because that's kind of like something I'm passionate about, and you're passionate about, not social media in general, but like I am super fascinated about it, about all of social media, YouTube, all that stuff. So maybe we partner up and...
That's how people make a living these days, is social media. It's like posting on like TikTok. I love TikToks.
Yeah.
I want to make
super addicting. We're going to make probably a podcast about just that and social... Actually, I do have one plan for social media, so we'll have to have you back on for that. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We've got some exciting podcasts coming up. We're talking about fitness today, but we got nutrition coming up too, which he kind of alluded to anyways, about how diet's important for that. So we're going to talk
we can go into depth sometime, because diets are very big. Let's summarize. You can't outwork a bad diet.
Nice.
You can't outwork a bad diet.
Yeah, and I think that's huge, and I think it's going to be cool. Jamie has a friend who's a nutrition specialist, so I think nutrition and dieting probably fit hand in hand. So it'll be cool to kind of pick her brain and then have you back on and get more into like maybe diving in just to dieting and stuff like that, because there are so many different diets nowadays. It's kind of crazy.
Don't do keto, kids. I eat keto with a passion.
But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks, Tyler, for being on. And we'll catch you next time on The Millennial View.
Peace, guys. Thanks.